Hi, thanks for watching Devotionables, brief devotions for busy people. We've been doing devotionables now since May, and I thought it would take a much longer period of time before we did our first rerun. But today we're going to do a rerun. This is from episode 4, Psalm 121. Why a rerun today? Well, last week as a church, we said goodbye at the funeral of Millie Perkins. Many of us called her Mimi. Mimi was a wonderful woman. She loved the Lord, loved the scriptures, and she just loved the people of Ninth and O, loved her family, and just really anybody who came around. And oftentimes when I would go visit Miss Mimi, if she was in the hospital or I go to her house and she hadn't been feeling well or something, she always wanted me to read Psalm 121 with her. It's a beautiful psalm. It reminds us where our true help comes from. So we look up with our eyes toward heaven, knowing our help comes from the Lord. So even though it's a rerun, be blessed with this word today from Psalm 121 in honor of Millie Perkins. Thank you.
We're going to look at Psalm 121 today. And the first thing that we notice in this psalm, my Bible, probably, I would say your Bible as well, has a little title at the very beginning called A Song of Ascent. So the first thing we see, this is a song. The Psalms were Israel's hymn book. They were Israel's prayer book. And so these songs, they would be sung, they would be prayed by the Jewish people. The people of God are a praying people. The people of God are a singing people. And so even before we get into the meat of this psalm, we see that it is a song. The second word we see is ascents. And this is the second of a series of song of ascents that we see in the Bible. You know, the Psalms are broken down into 5 books. And this is in book 5. And beginning in chapter 120, the 120th Psalm, all the way through Psalm 134, are these song of ascents, or the Psalms of Ascent. And what these were these songs that the people of Israel would oftentimes, when they were traveling up to Jerusalem, you always went up to Jerusalem, or if you're going up to the temple to worship and to pray, and they would go at least 3 times a year for these Jewish festivals, for these feasts that they would go up, and they would sing these songs of praise, these prayer songs, and they're looking to the Lord for their help. And many people believe that even when the Jewish people were returning from exile, that they would sing these songs of ascent in their return. And so Peter tells us in his letters that we are like exiles waiting for God to return, waiting for God to set up His kingdom here on earth. And so as we live in exiles, what can we, as exiles, waiting for God, what can we learn from this psalm? This is a helpful song telling us that God is our help, that we should look to God. In verses 1 and verse 2, I lift my eyes up to the hills. From where does my help come? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. The Lord is our help. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. So we look to God for help. We're very tempted to look to other places for help, either within ourselves, just to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. We look to our bank account. We can look to the governments and different places. And God gives us these things to help us. But primarily, our source of help comes from God. And the final verses, 3 through 8, we notice that we can be assured of God's protection. 6 times the word keep, or keeps, or keeper pops up. The Lord is our keeper.
The Lord keeps us. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your life. The Lord will keep you. You're going out and coming in from this time forth and forevermore. So we can be assured that God is our help. We can look to Him for help. Be assured that He will keep us even as we wait for His kingdom to come.
Who are you looking to for help as you go about the rest of your day? Thanks for watching.